have some people here who would like to contribute to the conversation. I can see Mr. Wafo Celestine. Are you here with us, please?
Mr. Waldeck, good to see you again. Nice to see you, Kelechi.
Hello, Celestine.
Yeah. Well, the lecture was good. It's nothing new, but I agree with most of the questions. You know, the challenges we face, being someone who has worked with you for like 3 years or so, 4 years. I think most of these challenges we face as a safety department, health and safety, is I think, like you said, the labor department, they don't they don't do much of inspection. I'm sorry to say, most of them when they come, they don't really check thoroughly. They just come in, they do, you know, they come in, they ask for PR, they go back. I think the government of Nigeria needs to pay attention to safety. Like you said, safety is everybody's business. We can go on, do seminars, webinars, but if we don't practice it, I think if the next person comes, introduces our own, then when it goes, everything goes back to square one. I don't think I don't know if I'm, making sense.
No,
Hello?
it's true. In some circumstances, these guys don't do anything. But I mean, Celestine,
Yeah.
you know how many times did these guys come and visit us, and
Yeah.
we always ensured that there's compliance if they come. I mean, if Theophilos was here, he would also say what we done. I mean, a lot of companies usually just, man, give them a couple of naira, let them go.
Yeah,
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It's not supposed to happen. And this is when I started with you guys, when I started to work with you guys. I changed that whole aspect in the company because, I mean, they tried to come to our office in Abuja, and then we had a guy that said, no, why are these guys coming here? They're not supposed, give them money, let them go. I said, but why are you doing that? And there's that guy, he lost his job because he made that statement. So it is not correct to do that. You cannot bribe a person to show that you are not compliant. If you are not compliant, or if you are compliant, why hide? Rather get these guys to come and do the inspection and ensure everything is happening. If they find something that is wrong, there's room for improvement. Fix it.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate your feedback. Okay, we have one other person here, also Janet. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Hi. Thank you, and good morning once again. So, with response to the answer the tutor or the instructor gave earlier about reporting and then recording, I want to ask, the template or the formats for recording or reporting, say, incidences, for example, are they peculiar to different organizations, or are there a standard template or format that are used all over?
There's a couple of different investigation ways or measures you can use. For instance, we train our people to do a RCAT investigation. That's a root cause analysis technique. But then in some other circumstances, you get ICAM investigation. Now, ICAM investigation is much bigger than an RCAT, but it's more detailed. And there's the evidence accumulation is usually when a big accident has occurred on a mine where, let's say, 40 people has lost their lives. Then you usually do an ICAM. But small incidents, it's usually just a small RCAT. If you need to see an example of one, you can ask me. You can ask Celestine on here on. He's got my templates as well. I mean, if you need us to share a template with you that you can use in the future, it's not a problem. We can assist you.
Okay, I'd like to have one. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, we would like to have one other person up here, Mr. Chizi Namchi. He would like to speak with us.
Good morning, and thank you for organizing this webinar. And Waldeck, thank you so much for enlightening all of us. I just wanted to add my voice to the point of compliance, because, people always say in Nigeria, oh, this is how it is, this is Nigeria. And that is exactly the problem with many of the things that go wrong. We cannot accept poor standards as the way things are, okay? And the topic today is about excellence. So you cannot approach excellence when you accept and tolerate poor standards. Yeah?
Exactly.
If there is a problem, we have to fix it. And we have to be honest about approaching the problem and fixing it. Okay, if we pretend, okay, well, let's just do the paperwork and forget about it. After all, that's just all that is required. No, there has to be a sincere effort towards fixing the problems. And why is that? Because safety really is about attitude and behaviors. So if the attitude is not right, the behavior will not be right. And then
Definitely.
it's one small incident after another small incident, and then you lead it to a big, massive incident, fatalities or major loss of property and assets. So we cannot tolerate it. We cannot. It's good enough is not good enough if we can do better.
Thank you very much, sir, for your contribution. Okay, we'll take up Mr. Jerry.
Morning, Mr. Waldeck. I have a little contribution. When you speak about excellence using Nigeria as a case, I personally feel that the starting point. The starting point is the welfare of the people, the welfare of the workers. Yes,
Definitely.
it is good to implement all of this behavioral based safety, inspection, and all that. But safety should not minus themselves from the problem of the people, especially when it comes to welfare, the welfare of the people. Yes. In psychology, Abraham Maslow, the hierarchy of need. Once our need, the basic need, is not fulfilled, all other things you're trying to put in place, it can turn to just being formality for formality's sake. Basic welfare facility, their remuneration is for forcing them to just comply for the sake of your job or for the sake of the regulators. And so true safety should look into the individual situations of the people, their welfare. What do they need? What bothers them? Yes, for them to behave properly, I think there's need for the basics to be met. Yes, and their payments, the money matters. So all of this, the company needs to understand that they play a role in achieving healthcare,
Yeah, happy
drinking
employee.
facilities. All
If
of that is very important to ensure that yes, they are happy. The basis is given, then they can start building on other programs that we have as safety professionals.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you very much for your contribution. I have one last person here who would like to contribute. Mr. Ajibola, we won't be bringing up any other person. If you have further questions you would like to ask, kindly drop your question at cs@nibiruindustrial.com.
Good morning. So thank you for this webinar, and I really appreciate you for giving me this opportunity to contribute. Although I'm on transit, but I want to talk on this issue of compliance. Having difficulty, challenges when it comes to compliance, top management complying to health and safety principles or procedures for any kind of organization. Well, I face this kind of challenges severally even in my present organization. And one of the things that I actually do was that, okay, I usually invite, like, okay, whenever the regulatory body comes, I I usually like tell them, okay, these are what I want you to check on, because no, the regulatory people will come, they will do their job and they will go. They would not really want to deep into the processes. Are you getting it? So you tell them what and what they need to check. So then when expecting their reports, then you table the reports to the management. Do you understand? So those are the kind of approach that has been helping me in any kind of organization when I was. So I table the report to the board of directors also, that okay, without this, this is what is applicable, and this is what is really uh, like, okay, if we are not able to close out all these actionable items, this is what is going to happen, or maybe a fine might actually comes afterwards. So those are the kind of things that I believe can improve, can make the management to actually have a listening ear to complying So that is my own point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for contributing. Thanks. Okay, so we'll wrap up here for today. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your questions. We really appreciate your presence here. We would like to let you know that this webinar is brought to you by Green Shield Safety. Green Shield Safety is committed to ensuring the well-being of every Nigerian worker. You can connect with us on LinkedIn, follow our page on all social media platforms, and we'll be glad to have you there. All right, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate your presence. Thank you, Mr. Waldeck. We are really honored to have you here on board with us. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. We are really glad to have you here. Thank you so much. We'll be sending out the certificates for this webinar, and we'll send it along with the slides. So thank you all for joining us. Like I said, follow us on all our social media platforms, and we'll be glad to have you here. My name is Kelechi Gloria, representing Green Shield Safety. Thank you all.